Good evening from New York and Happy New Year. I'm Chris Hayes. As a winter storm bears down on much of the country this evening, we begin with some very good news from the coldest place on Earth.
The first of the helicopters to take us home. Thanks, everyone.
This incredible rescue today of 52 scientists, journalists, and tourists, all part of a month-long research trip to study changes in Antarctica's environment over the last 100 years, including what role global warming has played over that time period. Because of a blizzard, their ship had been stuck in what is basically a sea of ice since Christmas Eve. Now, for anyone with any sense, you think, fantastic, I'm so glad they were rescued. But for the American right wing, you instead think it's a great opportunity to point and laugh about the hoax called global warming. Because, you know, ice.
The ship, sent to the Antarctic to study climate change, has been stranded in the ice for 10 days. Rescuers finally got through using a whopping great big helicopter that was landing on the supposedly very thin ice. They're all out, okay? So it looks to me like we're looking at global cooling.
The prospect of, air quotes, global warming scientists defeated by too much ice was just too rich with mockable goodness for the right's leading intellectual lights. Donald Trump tweeted, "This very expensive global warming bullshit has got to stop. Our planet is freezing, record low temps, and our global warming scientists are stuck in ice." The right wing had a field day, pointing and laughing at the global warming believers who, just to be clear, are only a group of scientists risking their lives for no monetary gain and little glory in order to help save the planet. It truly was a New Year's gift of faux irony for the denialists, and that it coincides perfectly with their annual tradition of snow trolling makes it all the better.
There's snowfall on the ground in all 50 states. It's tough to make an argument when the evidence is all around us with a snowy white wonder in a crystal cathedral.
We've got wind chills below zero. You're not going to convince those people they're in the middle of global warming.
It's the most severe winter storm in years, which would seem to contradict Al Gore's hysterical global warming theories.
Get it? It's cold. Where's your Al Gore now?
I sort of feel bad for Al Gore.
63% of the country is now covered in snow, and it's breaking Al Gore's heart.
I wonder where Al Gore is this morning. That global warming is really taking its toll.
Of course, no one ever said that climate change meant it wouldn't ever be cold. Even in the most overdramatic climate change nightmare conceived by liberal Hollywood, the end came not from hot, but from cold. A giant snow hurricane. A snurricane. And yet, here we are. Because this willful stupidity is backed by a lot of money. A new report found that conservative groups spend up to $1 billion a year to fight action on climate change. $1 billion to cultivate a group of people who delight in being on the wrong side of history.
President Obama promised to begin to slow the rise of the oceans and to heal the planet. My promise is to help you and your family.
In 2006, 59% of Republicans believed that there is solid evidence the Earth is warming. Less than a decade later, that number has dropped to just 50%. There is an entire industry that exists to feed its viewers and readers with contempt and ridicule for not only the basic science of climate change, but even for the people who toil in obscurity, risking their lives to avert genuine misery and disaster for millions of people. And that industry controls one of our two parties.